the bottom here, you see it says create multi-tool and create Starship. So I can create copies of the multi-tool and the Starship I had on my main save. Welcome back to No Man's Sky, everyone. Jason here with a video about how to start the expedition, the new Omega expedition, with a previous save. So, as you can see, this is my main save. I have 100 hours in it. All of my stats are like maxed out. I have everything you can ever want in a No Man's Sky save. I have a really maxed out multi-tool with all cool upgrades in it. I got my cool pirate freighter, my dreadnought. I have everything you need, right? Well, you cannot take all of it to the expedition. So let me explain. If you want to start the expedition from a main save, a previous save, like one of your long-term saves, you have to go to the space anomaly, and there is a new terminal right next to the Nexus cube, right behind it, actually. They mark it with the symbol for the expedition, and it says, oh, begin a new expedition right here. So if you go in here and you turn it on, it says select your equipment. Start an expedition to go on a journey alongside the whole community. The exclusive phase rewards earned on the expedition are available to all saves. Expedition Omega brings travelers together from across the furthest reaches of reality as they consider their place in the universe. Let's select our equipment. So, this screen allows you to add in what you would like to bring. You get a technology area, and then you get your cargo. This is your randomized stuff. So if you have any upgrades you like to bring, you can. Now, look at that. You cannot select anything you have installed. So if you want to bring something, what you have to do is remove it from your suit. Let's say I want to bring in this jetpack upgrade. You have to store technology, and you put it in your inventory. And now, if I go back in here and I check it, let's start it. And then there it is. There's my jetpack upgrade. Now, be careful. When you share your equipment, it is a one-way shot. So, when you start the expedition, you can give it over, and it will not come back until you finish it. So, you cannot just switch it back and forth whenever you want to. If I give this upgrade to my expedition save, it is there until I finish the expedition. Once you finish the expedition and you're done, you can give it back to your main save. That's no problem. I can give it back. But you cannot do that until you're finished, until the expedition is completed. So keep that in mind. That is going to be gone for the duration of your expedition. I don't want to give myself an upgrade. I think you get enough upgrades. What I will say, what would give you an advantage in this particular Omega expedition is giving yourself a solar mirror. You need to get that for one of the objectives. Using salt, again, that is going to give you an advantage on your objective. Cadmium and silver. These are really... You can find these in the expedition, not a problem, but it gives you a little bit of a quicker progress if you give it to yourself. And then I'm going to put in some storage augmentations. That way my ship is fully maxed out, because you can use that once you get your lockbox. So that's what I would say is consider this storage as a lockbox. Bases and discoveries are automatically shared with your primary save and the end of the expedition. So once you finish the expedition, it will send back all of your stuff, or everything you choose. Again, you can put it in this box and bring it back to your main save. So this is like basically a dual use, but you can only use it once per save. I can put it in there. That way my expedition can take it. And then at the end, when I'm finished with the expedition, I can put it back in here and send it back to my main save. And it also says you may choose extra items to assist you. Reach this terminus during the expedition to retrieve this equipment or to create a copy of your starship and your multi-tool. So, when you start the expedition, it creates a copy of whatever you're carrying right now. So, if I start the expedition right now, I will get a copy of this starship, my X-Wing Commander, or X-Wing Interceptor, and I will get a copy of my main battle tank multi-tool. It gives you an exact copy of this. So all of your technology upgrades will come over. On your starship, however, it only copies your upgrades. It does not copy any of your items in your cargo. So all of this will be blank. All right? So you're not going to, you can't get around it by saying, oh, create a copy of this and put everything in your ship. They do not copy your cargo whatsoever. It will copy all of your upgrades that you have installed, but not anything in your cargo. Keep that in mind. So if you want to change out anything before you start the expedition, change out to another multi-tool, whatever you want to use. Like if I wanted to use my Royal, that way I have my Royal multi-tool. That's what you can do. But make sure that's the one that's active when you start the expedition. Because once you start it, it locks it in. You cannot change what's in the lockbox. You cannot change your multi-tool or your ship. Got it? All right. So now we have all that covered. Sorry, it was kind of a lot of people had questions about that, and I wanted to show you guys and kind of explain what's going on here. So I'm not going to give myself any technology. You can, however, you know, if you want to. I will say the most important things to have are your silver, your cadmium, and you don't need this much. Like, I'm giving myself way too much. You probably need 100 silver and 100 cadmium. I'm giving myself way too much. You don't need that much. That's crazy. I'm going to take my salt. Again, you only need like 100 salt. You don't need a whole bunch. My solar mirror. And then my storage augmentations, my upgrades for my ship. That's all I'm going to take with me. So now, let's start the expedition. Beginning this expedition, we'll start a new journey and place you upon an unknown world. Reach the space anomaly to retrieve the items. So, you do not start with all the items you just put in the box. You have to get back to the space anomaly and unlock your lockbox, all right? You have to get back here. You may switch freely between your expedition and your primary save, but you cannot switch items again. And we will go over that when we get there. Do you wish to continue? Yes. So yeah, I'm going to go through. This is the same exact expedition as the experimental. So if you watched my other series, it's basically going to be the same thing. I will try to give better tips, more clear tips for you. And also, I'm going to show it from the aspect of this is a previous save, so there's some differences there. But as with every expedition, they start you out with a pre-made character and a pre-made ship. So you start out, everyone starts out with the same equipment. You start out with the same upgrades in your ship and your suit. That way, there's no advantage there. The only advantage you have is when you get back to the space anomaly, you can unlock your lockbox and you can take those items away. So there you go. So that gives you a little bit of an advantage. And I will say the only other big difference is your character model will be your main save character model. So if you start a brand new save, it'll give you a randomized character. But if you start with a previous save, it'll just keep your main save character. See that multi-tool is not the one I brought with me, right? So there you go. My character looks the same, right? But if I go into my inventory, look at that. My multi-tool is different, and it's broken. My starship is different. You get a solar, and it has specific upgrades in it. So you do not start with that. The way you can get a copy of your main save ship and your main save multi-tool is you have to get back to the space station in order to get that. So that's going to be our job for this episode. We're going to get back to that space station. But as always, Expedition tab, you can see all of the items you need to do, all the milestones you need to meet. So first things first, the first thing I would suggest is scan all the plants around you. You're going to make some money doing this, but also one of the milestones is to scan 6 plants, 6 of them. So just scan them real fast while we're here. Let's scan that animal too. We need 12 animals and 6 plants. So just knock that out real fast. Where is it at? Come on, give me another plant. There we go. Scan this little turtle guy. I need some more plants. There we go. We're getting some money here. We're trying to make up some money because we need to make a hyperdrive. And if you've played No Man's Sky, you know you need some expensive stuff for your hyperdrive. We get that. Give me all this. Where's my ship at? Oh, it's over here. So as we're getting to our ship, let's collect some materials that we're going to need to fix our ship. They give you a hermetic seal, so you don't need condensed carbon. However, you're still going to need metal plating. You're going to need dihydrogen. You're going to need all that kind of stuff. Oh, yeah, we have our upgrade, or we have our milestone done. So, phase 1, scanning 6 plants. We've already done that. We're going to get a powerful scanning upgrade and a powerful life support upgrade. So that's good. We got both of those done. Let's install those real fast. That way I can start making some money for my scans and some extra life support. And then while we're in here, let's move around our upgrades here. Because with every upgrade, you want to put the similar upgrades together. So a jetpack upgrade you want to put next to your jetpack. That way you get a little bit of a bonus stat for having them together, next to each other. Touching, essentially. Move that over here. Move this over there. I know you guys love it when I say this, that, and the other. So, I organize my my inventory. I have to have everything in its place. I'm a weirdo like that. So, while we're running around here... Oh, man, look at this. We got some good upgrades here. What the heck is going on with my multi-tool? That, my laser, my mining beam, let's put that in our supercharged slot. So we also need to fix our multi-tool. So we're going to need our silver. I told you guys we're going to need a lot of silver, so that's why we put a lot of silver in our lockbox. Carbon nanotubes, we're going to get that as a reward. Dihydrogen and sodium nitrate. So as we're going along, let's pop some resources. Going to need a lot of ferrite dust. Even before we get to the space anomaly, we're going to need a lot of ferrite dust. So I would highly recommend focusing on the rocks whenever you can see them. The planet we start out on is a really nice planet, but it does not have a lot of rocks. So knock out as many of these stones that you possibly can that you run into. Let's start scanning some stuff that I haven't scanned yet. Get some extra money. There we go. 14,000. Nice. Now we're making some good money here. Get some carbon going. We can scan some animals. If I haven't done that. Yep. Oh, God. What was that? Thank you. Snapping plant. Thank you for that. Yep. Jed's clamp it. I like it. Here we go. 44,000 for scanning that animal. I like it. There we go. So I'm going to get some more stone, some more ferrite dust by knocking out the stones. And we've gotten a lot of minerals that we can extract, so let's do that. We've gotten 3 of them, so let's open those up. Get a lot of ferrite dust. We're up to 300. That should be plenty now. So now what we need to do is we need to focus on our what is it, dihydrogen, the blue crystals. We need to focus on those. So let's do a scan, and oh, there's some right in front of us. Grab all these up. Get as much as you possibly can, because we need to make some dihydrogen jelly. We need to use that to fix our ship. Let's pop that. Get some more ferrite dust. Beautiful. Now, I would say you don't need to get too much right now, because as soon as we get in our ship, what we can do is we can use our ship to farm materials off the ground. If you fly around and shoot the ground, it will actually mine up all the materials that you're shooting. So you can definitely use that to your advantage. Let's scan the oxygen plant. Did I already do that? I already did it. Dang it. All right, let's go to the emergency log. Log recovery initiated for iteration 4924X. Leto, freighter evacuation noted at date stamp 1892. Vessel distress signal at date stamp 1931. Transponder offline. Catastrophic error. Pilot deleted. Let's browse the logs. Access attempt detected. Pilot signature match 98%. Read access granted. Current login signature matches deleted pilot. Conclusion: deletion was in error. So they thought that the pilot died, but obviously I'm the pilot, so it didn't. Pilot signature restored. Erroneous logs deleted. Welcome back, Leto. So Leto, it thinks that I'm Leto. That's what they're calling me. So let's grab some upgrades in here. Hopefully I get some nanites out of this. And we got some nanites out of there. Good. Let's get this buried technology because we can sell that for some money, or we can use it to unlock some stuff later on. So either way, it's going to be useful. Got some creepy music going on here. So for your ship, what you need to do is you need to get some ferrite dust and put it in your portable refiner because we need pure ferrite. Let's refuel it. Let's put some ferrite dust in here. We only need 50. So let's put 57 in there. We'll get 57 pure ferrite. That's good enough. We're also going to need to make a dihydrogen jelly. So in your menu, you can make a dihydrogen jelly. Also, we need a metal plating. So let's do that. And so we have our pure ferrite. Everything we need. So let's get in our ship. It's all broken, but don't worry. We have all the materials we need now. So let's fix our launch thruster, which is 50 pure ferrite and 1 dihydrogen jelly. Done and done. And then we need to fix our pulse engine, which needs a hermetic seal, but they give you one. You start out with a hermetic seal, so you don't need to make one, which is awesome. And 1 metal plating. We have both of those. Let's fix it. So now we are done. Pilot identification sequence. 100%. Biosignature match found. Pilot Leto. Exosuit secure connection error. Suit signature mismatch detected. Reboot required. Okay, let's restart the ship systems. The strange messages have barely faded from the screen before I find my fingers darting smoothly over the starship's instrument panel, resetting unfamiliar switches as if it were a second nature to me. Whoever inhabited this ship before has left a deep presence, an echo in the machine. So yeah, now we're good. We're fixed. So before we leave the first planet, I would tell you, go around and shoot the ground. So I'm going to go into first person, and if you shoot the rocks, you can break them up and get the ferrite dust out of them. So just kind of do like a little mining run, a farming run. Just shooting a whole bunch of stuff. Now, you can't get the more advanced items. You can't, like, get copper out of the ground. They're not going to give you the phosphorus, but you can break the rocks and you can break the plants and get all that out of there. So I would highly recommend doing that. And because No Man's Sky is a really bad draw distance, what I would always recommend is going in circles, because you need to load the area before, it will register that you've taken out the rocks and the plants and stuff. So we need to basically allow those plants and rocks and stuff to load in before we can destroy them and get the materials from them. Here we go. We got the rock music going. I love it. Do this, get some more. And whenever you feel like, okay, I've gotten enough resources, I should be okay, that's when you can just move on. I just want to make sure I get enough. Here we go. All right, I'm feeling good. So now, for the next milestone, you need to land on another planet. You gotta do that. So let's land on another planet. Let's find another one, and I always recommend going to the nearest cold planet. So if you can, look for the planet that has a hidden treasure on it. When I say hidden treasure, I'm talking about like bones on it, ancient bones, or salvage. So there you go. This cold planet right here has salvageable scrap all over it. So those are going to be hidden treasures. Again, that is a milestone later on, so you want to do that. And while we're flying to it, let me organize my inventory yet again, just to make sure I'm getting everything situated here. We don't need any of that meat, so I'll eat some of it, but we can just get rid of it if you want to. Actually, you know what? We're gonna save it. We'll sell it and make some money. I think we're doing okay here. So we got all our materials all organized in our inventory. Now, the next thing I would say is Oh, before you get to the other planet, there is a milestone for shooting asteroids. So let's look around and see if we run into an asteroid belt. Asteroid belt. There it is. So a big cluster of asteroids. We need to shoot 55 asteroids. And what I would recommend, you don't have to do it. It doesn't matter which ones you destroy, but the smaller ones, they break really fast. So you're able to knock out the smaller ones really, really quickly versus the larger ones. Now, keep in mind, the larger the asteroid, the more materials you will get out of it. So there is an advantage to mining the big ones. However, they do take longer to break. So you have to balance. For me, I have to balance out the speed versus the amount of materials you get. So, and because we have to do 55, you get a lot of materials. So the number of asteroids actually outweighs the quality, at least in my opinion. So I just go for these small ones just to knock them out really quickly. Make sure your weapons don't overheat while you do this. Like that. We got this, though. We got this. Just knock him out. And then once you hit that 55 threshold, you should see the objective pop up on the screen. That way you know, oh, I've done it. I'm good to go. Get that, get that. Pop that, pop that. There we go. Yeah, mined 55 asteroids. We are good. So now we are set for that one. Let's go down and land on the planet. Beautiful. And it doesn't really matter where you put your base, but keep in mind, this is one of the planets you need to take a photograph of. So there's a milestone called Grand Tour. It's in phase 3. You have to take a picture of 3 different environments. Those are a frozen planet, which we're about to land on, an airless planet, and a scorched, which is a hot planet. You have to take a picture of one of each. And so since we're on a cold planet anyway, might as well take a picture. So when they say take a picture or a screenshot, what they mean is use the in-game photo mode. So while you're here, press down on your D-pad to go to your quick menu and go over to the photo mode icon. And now we need to take a picture. Do not use the screen capture button on your PlayStation or your Xbox. Those have dedicated buttons, but that doesn't count for the game. What you want to use is, you see the button on my screen, it says press A to take a screenshot. Use that button. Whatever they tell you, that's the button you want to use. So take a screenshot. And now you're good. So that's one checked off the list. So we are done. We're good. And we also landed on a new planet, so we took to the stars. That's our next milestone. So we've gotten some rewards. Let's go claim those. So our 55 asteroid milestone, we got that one. That is going to give us a wonder projector, prepackaged optical drill, and a prepackaged trade rocket. Those are very useful items. I would highly suggest accepting that reward and using them. With all the rewards that you get for the milestones, don't throw them away, because a lot of the time, I'd say 90% of the time, those items are going to be needed later on. Like your optical drill, that gives you a better mining laser on your multi-tool. Same thing for your trade rocket. You can use that to sell items. That way you can make some money. So I would highly recommend filling it up and installing it. You're good to go. So now let's look around, and boom, there we go. Salvage container, 300 yards away. This is going to be our magical, our hidden treasure. Let's also scan these animals to make some money. 44,000. Yeah, our scanning upgrade is working. So every time you put on a scanning upgrade, there right there, a class analysis visor upgrade, these will actually increase the amount of money you earn for scanning different things like plants and rocks and stuff and animals. So let's grab this salvage over here. This will be our hidden container, and then we can use our trade rocket to sell it and make a whole bunch of money and empty out our inventory basically. So we need to use our terrain manipulator to clear it all off, because we need to break it into pieces to get to the center. And then If you notice, it has different pieces on it. The more pieces it has, the higher value it is. That's why I like these salvage containers. So this looks like it's going to be a good one. It has 3 pieces. You see there is 3 projections hanging out. That means it's a pretty good one. We should get either a purple or a yellow salvage container out of this, which is really, really highly valuable. Let's grab the center and let's see what we get out of it. We got a rare, so that's going to be like 600,000. I like it. Now we can also take out these Sentinels. Now the corrupted Sentinels, the one with the purple crystal hanging out of them, they have higher health than usual. So keep in mind, if you go after the corrupted Sentinels, they will take a little bit more damage before they get destroyed. And I see some condensed carbon. I'm going to take that, of course. Grab that. These oxygen pieces right here. And scan this animal or this plant real fast. There we are. Grab some more oxygen over here. Grab that. Okay, so we're doing good. Now, I have that item to sell, so what you would do is call in like you're calling in a ship. You summon a vehicle, except we're going to summon our trade rocket because we installed that. So now, at any time, we can summon a rocket that will take our items to the space station and sell it for us. Now, it does require fuel, so I called it in. I have 100% fuel. I think every time you send it off, it's 10%. So I can send it off 10 more times before it runs out of fuel. Let's load up our trade rocket with the items we want to sell. So the convergence cube, we can sell that. We can sell our dirty balut right there. And keep in mind, look at that. It'll tell you exactly how much money you're going to get, and you get that immediately. So I'm about to make 797,000. Let's sell some of the salvage data as well. So we're making $900,000 by sending this thing off. Almost $1 million, which is really, really worth it. And now if you look at your inventory, you instantly get the money. As soon as you send the rocket off, they give you the money immediately. Oh, there's a Sentinel right here. So there's another milestone for killing 25 Sentinels. I would always recommend going after the normal Sentinels because they have less health compared to the corrupted ones. So I just made them angry, so they should come in. Look at that. Really easy, really, really fast. Now I'm going to get away from my my ship because when I get to a certain level, I'm just going to run away. But since we're here, we're making them mad anyway, might as well pop over here. Grab all of the ferrite dust. And kill some Sentinels. We need 25, and we're already up to 4. That's number 5. Number 6. This will be number 7. Oh, you put a shield up, dang it. Kill the healer. That's number 7. This guy will be number 8. And then number 9. Now you'll notice I leave the green barrels on the ground until I'm basically ready for them, because when you pop them, it will recharge your shield. So you want to basically use those as a tool. If your shield gets really low, pop one of those green barrels and it'll recharge you. Where is this guy going? Oh, God, I lost count. I think we're up to 10, 11. Now, watch out for those quads. Those quads will mess you up. So this is when I basically... Oh, God. I just got exploded. Oh, God. This is when I get a little nervous. Those quads, the little dog ones, they do a lot of damage with their laser. And so if you need to, run away. So I'm pretty safe for now. Oh, God. I got exploded again. But I'm going to look around and make sure I'm safe. I think we're okay. Oh, there's the one right here. And the Sentinels are based off of your upgrades. So keep in mind, it's not like the type of upgrades, it's the amount of upgrades. So a Sentinel only knows that I have 1 upgrade on my multi-tool. They don't know what it is. It could be a C or a B or an A. They don't know. All they know is I have one, and so it's in your benefit to have more than one upgrade. But once you do, they will start getting more and more difficult to run after and to combat. And it'll make your life even worse if you have a low-level upgrade. So if I had a whole bunch of C-class upgrades, they will actually do a ton more damage, and I won't do very much damage to them because my upgrades are all C-level. So it's to your advantage, I believe, and I could be wrong about this, they are tuned for B or A level upgrades. And so if you have an A level upgrade, you're basically 1-to-1. If you have an S class upgrade, they will actually be down 1. And if you have a C class upgrade, they will be above you by 1. So you want to make sure you have the best possible upgrades you can afford, and don't slap on a whole bunch of C level upgrades because you're just making these Sentinels harder and you're not doing as much damage. Here we go. And they do that for 2 reasons. Number 1, they want to make sure that the Sentinels they maintain their difficulty so you can't be OP. But they also don't know, because all the upgrades are randomized, they don't know what your upgrade's going to be. You could have a really bad A-level upgrade, or you could have a really good C-level upgrade, right? They don't know. They're all randomized. All the upgrades are randomized numbers. So instead, what they tuned for was, okay, if you have 1 upgrade, you're good, but if you have 2, you're even better. And then they just assume, okay, we'll just do an average of a B or an A low-level A, a high-level B. Those are the upgrades we're tuning for. So if you just happen to have all S-class upgrades, you're going to be OP. For sure. If you have all C-level upgrades, you will be way underpowered, and it's going to feel really difficult. I'm going to take on a walker, and I don't have very many upgrades. I'm getting a little nervous here. This is not normal, guys. This is not normal. You should not be doing this normally. I think I have the 25. I don't know why I'm going after Sentinels. I'm dumb. I shouldn't be going this deep in. I don't have very many upgrades. I just started this. Oh, and we have a walker. Oh, yeah. You know what? I'm running on this. I am running on that. The walker will destroy me. I don't have any shield upgrades whatsoever. He's going to one-shot me, and oh, God. So, in this case, I am just going to book it out of here. I'm running towards my ship like a fool. Don't do that. Is this guy keeping up with me? He is! Oh, geez. He's running as fast as I am. So what we need to do probably is go into a cave. Let's make our own cave. He can't get me underground. I'm safe. So now they're going to be looking for me. Okay. Yeah, see, he knows where I am. He just can't get to me. Oh, I'm at bedrock. I can't go any deeper than this. Is there any cave around here? So if you want to look for a cave, look for a subterranean relic or something like that. There is a curious deposit up there. We don't need that. Let's look around. Let's see what we got going on in here. Give myself a breather for a second. Oh, so we do have a shield upgrade now. Thank God. We got a shield and life support. I'll take it because I need everything I can get at this point. I really screwed up on that, you guys. That was dumb. That was a dumb move. However, we should be at our limit now. So let's check our milestones. And phase 4. We killed 25 Sentinels. Good to go on that. So now we don't need to worry about the Sentinels anymore. Let's see what rewards we got for that. They will give you a scatter blaster module. Okay, I'm not going to use that because for the rest of the expedition, I'm not going to be going after any Sentinels. So what we can do is we can sell that for money or for nanites and get our nanites out of that. So I'll save that. The other milestone we got was Relic Hunter because we got our relic that we unburied. And we get our submarine for that. And that's where... Guys, look at that. You need salt for that. That's why I told you guys you need salt. Don't worry about it, though. We got it. We got it covered. So we got all that submarine stuff we're going to need later on. And then for phase 1, oh yeah, we got our escape velocity. Got that done. So we have our base computer. Now we have a pre-built base computer. We should be able to build our base. So now we're just going to wait out the Sentinels. We got 41 seconds before they go away. We have a teleport receiver. That's for our ship. We have a mining beam module. Yes. Also, we could probably upgrade these. So we have our silver, nanotubes, dihydrogen. Let's use that. Let's upgrade, or let's fix our multi-tool. One of your milestones is to completely fix your stuff. So do that while you're thinking about it. Magnetized ferrite, oxygen, condensed carbon, copper. So we should be okay on all that. We won't need the Humboldt drive. We will need the hazard protection, so let's install that. We won't need the marine shelter. You don't need that. If you want to keep any of this stuff, you can. I'm not going to be using it. That's why I'm ignoring it. Oh my god, they found out where I am. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to run away again. Because they keep seeing me, even though I'm underground. I'm not technically in a cave. So if you make your own cave, it doesn't count as a real natural cave. If you're in a natural cave, you are hidden. But if you're in a man-made cave, you are not. Oh my god, yeah, he's just destroying me. Let's go. Run away. There's a man-made cave. Or a natural cave. So we're going to hide out in this natural cave. Natural cave is not working either. Wow, man, these Sentinels don't give up, man. Holy smokes. Do I need to fight this guy for real? All right. You know what? We're going to fight this guy for real. Shoot his legs to begin with. There you go. That stuns him for a second. Oh, you can get the other leg. Now you gotta shoot his face. He has armor on his head. You gotta knock that off. So if you see damage numbers, that means you're doing damage. Oh god, we're about a quarter or maybe a half. Oh Jesus. Yeah, because this is the guy we need to take out. The Walker is the one who's chasing us, because he can go as fast as we can. The other Sentinels, the drones and stuff, they don't go as fast as we do. Got him! Got the Walker. Screw you, Walker. Okay. So now we should be able to get the heck out of here. The drones get kind of confused easy, so we're good. Kill the Walker, you guys. With I do have a shield upgrade, thank God. So, do we have any buried stuff around here? We have a curious deposit. We can't get that yet. But what we're also looking for is a buried cache or a mineral, a curious deposit. Because those are the hidden items underground. Not seeing anything around here. Cargo drop. Oh, buried cache right over here. And we got about 7 seconds before these Sentinels give up. Thank God. Dude, this was a lot harder than I thought, man. I messed up. I made it more difficult than it should have. It was me being stupid. So we got our buried cache. Now, let's make our base computer, because I need to get this thing going here. Good Lord. Let's make our base computer. Yes. Interim local command post required. Emergency habitation control system unshelved. Let's launch the habitat program. Look at all the stuff we got. Goodness. Goodness. So we have a lot of ferrite dust. We're doing okay. So now give it a second to register that we've made a base, and it should give us our next steps. I'm not going after this Sentinel. I'm going to call in my ship, though. I need to get out of here pretty soon. Look at that frigate. So, establish a home base. There we are. Now we have emergency survival program updated. Let's go to the base computer again, and it will upload all of the blueprints we're going to need. We're going to collect those base parts. And so we get a lot of the pieces we're going to need for the next milestone of making our habitat, our own base. So first things first, always pay attention to that bottom right-hand side of your screen. It will tell you what to do. We need to make a foundation first. Put that down and let it get generated. It's going to take a second because it needs to basically show you all the blueprints, and then it'll build this foundation. And then done. So now we need to build a cylindrical room on top of that. Now we need to build a straight corridor, and it'll highlight the object you need to use. You can't use anything else. You need to use the exact object that they are naming. And then we need to build another cylindrical room. Now we need to construct a doorway. Again, highlight it for you. And then a ramp to connect to the doorway. And now we need to build a hazard protection and a health station inside of your base. So, highlight your object here, hazard protection. And we need to do a health station. Now we need to construct a battery, but they give you the batteries. If you didn't notice, they give you. We have a solar panel. We have 2 of them. We have containers. We have batteries. We have all this stuff in our ship or in our inventory. So let's make our batteries. We don't need the materials for that. Thank God. Battery. We also need to make the solar panels to give us the power we need. Solar panel. And now it needs to be connected, so make sure you connect it by the wire. That way they are producing electricity for your batteries. And then connect your batteries to your power point right here. Now our base has power. Awesome. Now we need to make a storage container. You need to make a 0 and a number 1 storage container. And so you can connect it, I believe. There you go. You can connect it to your base. That way you don't need a wire for it. It's instantly connected. And then you can connect both of these containers, number 0 and number 1, together. That way you don't need to make wires for those either. Now they're all powered. Look at that. Beautiful. Now we need to rename our base. Let's go back to our base computer. And, I'm going to rename my base. Jason's BA base. If you can find out what BA means, good for you. And we're done. That milestone is finished. So let's accept that reward for that. And we got a hyperdrive plan, bromide salt, ferrite dust, and copper. All good stuff. But we need some materials to make our hyperdrive. So let's fly to the space station now. And actually, before we go to the space station, let's take our photographs of our other planets. So we have a hot planet right here. The torrid planet, the Robrig Delta, that is going to be your hot planet for your pictures. So go there. And you can take a picture of that and be done. Really easy. We have some silver. We have some gold. We have our what's it called? Nanotubes. Oh, yeah, we can start fixing our stuff. So let's fix our multi-tool. We have a nanotube, so let's fix that one. Broken piece. We have our silver, so let's fix this one as well. And then we need... Oh, sodium nitrate! I did not refine any sodium nitrate. I need to do that. That's all right. We can do that. So when you take a photograph, you don't need to be on foot or anything like that. You just need to be in the atmosphere. So I always try to make sure I get as low as possible. That way it counts it as I'm at the planet. So then we come in and we go into photo mode. Again, use your photo mode button. Do not use your screen capture button on your controller. Photo mode. Take a picture and you're done. And then there is a low atmosphere planet that's also, it counts as a no atmosphere planet or a dead planet. Let's look around for that. Oh, I can't see through this big old ring. Nope, that's not the one. And there you go. There's the low atmosphere planet right here. It's HATS 43L7. You want to go to this planet really quickly. This is going to be the last picture you need to make. Magnetized ferrite. We have our oxygen. We can fix our starship. Let's do that. We have our condensed carbon. Let's do that. We have our copper. We can fix this piece as well. And we should be good. We need magnetized ferrite and we need sodium nitrate, but we should be okay. There you go. Scavenger. Performed vital salvage. You do not need to fix everything, but you need to fix 90% of it. You're allowed to have 2 broken modules on your ship and your multi-tool. 1 each, basically. And then it still triggers the milestone if you only have 1 on each one that's broken. And we got decorative base parts, sodium, and nanites for that. Yes, we need all of that. And again, just like on the hot planet, just get low enough to where it counts. Go into your photo mode and take a photo. Doesn't need to be good. You could just take a picture of the sky if you want. So as long as you're present on the planet that they're asking for, you're good. So now we got our grand tour. So we've done that milestone. That's going to be in phase 3. We got that one done. We got a packet of seeds and nutrient processor plans. That's going to be useful later on because we need to make a biscuit, a cookie, basically. So we're going to need that nutrient processor. So let's head on over to the space station. So I'm looking through all of my my materials here. We can sell a lot of this stuff. The thing you want to keep is your submarine, the Nautilin chamber. We're going to need that later on. You don't need the Sentinel boundary map. We're good with that. We don't need the scatter blaster unless you want to use that as a weapon. I won't be, so I'm going to get rid of it. We don't need the Humboldt drive. This is a engine upgrade for your submarine. I'm not going to be using my submarine, so I don't need it. Let's go to the space station. So that's why I'm going to be selling and getting rid of a lot of stuff. Number 1, to clear out my inventory, but number 2, we're going to need some materials once we get to the space anomaly. We're going to need some nanites. We're going to need some other stuff. We don't need the fuel. We do need the mordite. We do need the copper. We don't need the lemium. We don't need the quad servo. You can sell that. We don't need the landing pad. We can sell that. Okay. So first things first, when you get on the space station, we need to learn 16 different alien words. The best and easiest way to do that is land on the space station and talk to the aliens, because they will teach you a word, a majority of them. Every once in a while, you'll find one that wants to be like a worker on your base. Ignore those guys. They won't teach you a word. But right here, it says request dialect help. There you are. So just learn any word. Doesn't matter which one it is. It doesn't matter which alien you learn it from. You just need to learn a total of 16 different words. And you won't be able to do that on one space station, but you can learn, I believe you can learn up to 8, maybe even 10 words on one space station. So within a couple of space stations, you should have it all good to go. You should be done with that milestone. So we're trying to get ahead of the curve on that by doing it here while we're here selling stuff and getting our money. So, and another thing to keep your eye on is the game will tell you if you've already talked to a alien. They only teach you one word. So you see how when I look at these alien, it says visited under his name? If I talk to him again, it'll say I've already learned the word. I can't learn another word from him. Yep, see, look at request dialect help. Already learned. Dang it. So you don't need to talk to the same alien more than once. Just talk to him once. Once you've visited that alien, you're good. You don't need to go back to him ever again. Let's talk to this one. And for me, I usually look at what the alien looks like, the colors of their armor and stuff. That way I know I've already talked to them. Now, there are duplicates, so I double check, but, you know. Like this guy looks very similar to the other aliens we have. There's sometimes triples. Sometimes you get 3 aliens that look exactly the same, which is kind of weird. You'd think that they would have gone home and changed their armor, because, like, look, I can't wear the same exact thing as everyone else. Come on. And then, oh, research entity. Yes, we'll talk to you. Got to learn some stuff around here. No. Did I learn from you? I did. I did. Oh, no, sales Gek. Come here, buddy. Gotta learn your word. Dun, dun, dun. I think we hit everybody. Yep, it looks like we hit everybody on this, the space station. Yeah. Okay, we're good. We learned all the words we can here. Visited. Okay, so now let's start selling stuff and buying stuff. First, I like to sell the items we don't need. Quad servo, we can sell that. Bromide salt, we sell that. Lemium, sell that. What else? Landing pad, sell it. Sentinel boundary map, sell it. The hydrothermal fuel cell. Again, I'm not going to be using the submarine, so I'm going to sell mine. But if you like using the submarine, you should keep it. The marine shelter. I'm not building a base underwater, so I don't need it. You don't need it either, unless you're building a base underwater. Then sure, keep it. And in my ship, I can sell all my my animal pieces. Gross. Sell the meaty chunks. And that's it. So now we're buying stuff. First thing, the most important thing to buy is your microprocessor. You're going to need to buy 5 of them to make your hyperdrive. You also want to make sure you buy the chromatic metal. Buy all the chromatic metal you can, because we're going to need a lot of it. Buy a whole bunch of pure ferrite. We're going to need a lot of it later on. Buy a whole bunch of ferrite dust. Again, we need a lot of that. Magnetized ferrite. You don't need a lot of it, but you're going to need at least 100. I just buy the whole stack, but you only need to buy 100 and you should be okay. Now that we've gotten the essentials, now we can get our bonus stuff. What I would say is, if you have extras, buy all the cobalt you can. We need ionized cobalt later on. I would also say buy another 5 microprocessors. We're going to need that for a economy scanner, but we can wait till later on if you need to. And if you can afford it, again, maybe you don't have enough money yet, we can do this later on. Buy 5 wiring loom. There you go. So that's all good. We got all our materials we need, but we also have those upgrades we need to sell. So let's go over here to the other side of the space station and sell those upgrades that we're not going to use and get the nanites from that, because we're going to need that when we get to the space anomaly. So any one of these kiosks will let you sell items to them. They automatically go to the buy menu, but you don't need to buy anything from them. Go to the sell right here. And now you can sell any item you don't want to keep. So scatter blaster, I'm not going to use. I'm going to sell it. The teleport receiver, I will be using that. I do not want to sell that. That's a good thing for your ship. I would highly recommend keeping that. Humboldt drive, that's the submarine engine upgrades. I'm not going to use my submarine, so I'm going to sell it. And that's it. That's all I can sell. We're good. So now it is time to make our hyperdrive and get going. So let's make our hyperdrive. In our ship, we're going to place down our hyperdrive. It takes 125 chromatic metal and 5 microprocessors. But just because you install it doesn't mean you have any fuel. We start out with 0 fuel. We need to make fuel. So that means we need to make antimatter, which takes chromatic metal and condensed carbon. We also need to make an antimatter casing, a housing, which takes oxygen and ferrite dust. So I would say probably make like 2 or 3. And then after that, you should be golden. So I'm going to make 3. And now we have both of those things. We can make a warp cell. That takes 1 antimatter housing and 1 antimatter. So we're making 3. We're up to 75% in our fuel. So we're good. And it's time to go. I'm going to organize my inventory yet again because it's all jumbled up. And we're going to install this teleport receiver in our ship because we're going to need that for later on. Move some of the items that we're not going to need currently, like our copper. We can move that to our ship. The Mordite, we can move that to our ship. And the Cobalt, we can move to our exosuit. Okay, we're all good on this. So, yeah. Now, let's make sure we fix our ship fully. So we need 80 magnetized ferrite to fix our last node. So let's fix that, and now it's fully fixed. And then our multi-tool, we just need 1 more sodium nitrate, or we need 25 sodium nitrate. I would say don't worry about that. We're good to go on that. So next milestone is to go to a different system. Let's find a different system. Go to the galaxy map. And that green line by default is going to the next expedition, basically the rendezvous point. So let's jump to the next system right here. And it doesn't matter where you go, because when you get to the next system, it will give you the milestone for warping to a new system, and the space anomaly will appear. So within the first hour, we're getting back to the space anomaly. We can go get all of our cool materials in our lockbox, and we can get a copy of one of our items. So let's do that. Give it a second to register. There it is. We warp to a new system. And then you should get a call from the... there it is. A call from Nada on the space anomaly. Leto entity, we received your signal. It has been so long. Time for truth. You have their signal, but you are not Leto entity. Yeah, I'm not. I don't know what the heck's going on here. Your signal is familiar to Nada. We have been in contact before, I think. A distant time. Perhaps you do not remember. This would be a good time to come aboard. Yes, a proper introduction to our home. So now they call in the space anomaly. Good, look at that. Boom, immediately. So let's get on the space anomaly, and I can show you guys what we're going to get out of the lockbox and how to transfer back and forth between your expedition and your main save. So let's accept the reward for going interstellar. That is a microprocessor blueprint and a pulse engine upgrade and a jetpack upgrade. I like it. Beautiful. So let's install the pulse engine upgrade. That way we get a better pulse engine. And our jetpack. That way we can do better jetpack jumps. And we're on the space anomaly yet again. So if you're impatient or if you don't want to go to Nada just yet, you can still go to the terminal right over here. So let's go to this terminal and collect our stuff. So heading back here, I'm allowed to take all of this stuff for myself. So I can do that. Put that in my ship. Put that in my suit. Put all of it. My solar mirror, my cadmium, everything that I stored here is all waiting for me. Now, look at that. It's grayed out. I cannot put anything in here, so I cannot transfer it back to my main save. You can't do that until you finish the expedition. Once you finish the expedition, you're allowed to pop it back in here and give it back to your main save. But until that point, it's grayed out. It won't let you do it. However, at the bottom here, you see it says Create Multitool and Create Starship. So I can create copies of the Multitool and the Starship I had on my main save. So let's do our Multitool. So it's going to cost me 2,069 nice nanites to make my multi-tool. So, and look at it. It's a perfect copy. It has all of my upgrades in it. It's all good to go. But what if I wanted to do my starship, right? Let's create my starship. That's going to take 2,800. But again, I have a copy of all my technology upgrades. But look at that. There's nothing in my cargo. You don't get the same inventory that you had when on your primary save. It only copies over your technology upgrades. So be careful. And I mean, you can get both, but again, it's going to cost you a lot of nanites. 2,800 for my ship because it's an S class. If it's an A or a B or a C class, it's going to cost you less. So keep that in mind. The better your ship, the more upgrades you have, the more it's going to cost you. So for me, I'm going to create my multi-tool first. Because I want that multi-tool because it has all the good stuff on it, and I can do some really good stuff. I can farm a whole bunch of materials. So there you go. So now I've created my multi-tool. If I go into my inventory, there it is. I have my multi-tool. This is my main multi-tool on my main save. Beautiful, right? And now if I want to go back to my main save, I can say, hey, you know what? I'm going to return to my primary save. You could do this at any time. Just remember that the items you gave to your expedition save, they will be gone until you finish the expedition. So if you give all of your upgrades, like if I popped in all of my jetpack upgrades, I would not have any of my jetpack upgrades on my main save again. So because I only gave it materials, not a big deal. And I still have my multi-tool, I still have my starship. Whenever you create a copy, it's literally a copy version for the expedition itself. So now I'm in my main save. If I go into my pause menu, look at that. My log is all the same. Everything's the same. It's like I've never started the expedition. And then if I want to go back and say, oh yeah, you know what? I was done with it, but you know, it's another day and I feel like jumping back into the expedition. All you have to do is come over here and restart your expedition. And the best part is it actually keeps track of all of your milestones. So you don't lose track. You don't lose any progress. Like this one, I have 5 out of 7 on phase 1. I'm almost done with phase 1, but I had 1 done on phase 2. I also have 1 done on phase 3 and 2 milestones done on phase 4. So it keeps track of all of your progress. You don't lose anything. Then we can resume the expedition. Wait a minute. Copy Ruthless. Oh! So if I wanted to, I can copy I could copy my equipment from my expedition. Wow, okay. You just can't trade items. You can copy what you have, though. That's interesting. All right, well, let's resume the expedition. Jump back into there. That's pretty cool. Now, as far as I know, you only get 1 copy. Like, if I change my multi-tool on my main save, I can't get another copy of a multi-tool in my expedition because I've already claimed my copy. I've already claimed a copy of my multi-tool, right? You only get 1 shot. You only get 1 try at making a copy. There's no way to keep making more copies or anything like that. You can't just keep changing it out for different ones. You can only claim it once. So again, if I come in here and I try to copy it again, it'll say, sorry, you've already made it. It's grayed out. Main battle tank is already copied. You've already copied it. So you can't make another one. You can't keep popping different ones over and over again. So guys, hopefully you liked this first episode of the Omega Expedition. If you did, hit that like button, and I will see you in the next one. We're going to continue on, and I will show you a clear, crisp way to finish it if you've never done it before, and I'll see you guys then.